Hey guys, and welcome to season 4 of the Us People podcast. I'm your host, Savia Rocks, and in this season, we get to remember and reminisce back in time with some of our guests like...
Hey, we are Entity,
and you're listening to
the Us People podcast
with Savia Rocks.
Peace, my name is Oni. I'm a producer-engineer from Queens, New York.
Hi, my name is James Green. I'm a TV presenter, sports reporter and journalist.
Hi, this is Joy Langley and I'm the author of Navigating Stress.
Hey, this is Travis Glossop. I am a creative radio producer for Kiss FM and you're listening to the Us People podcast with Savia Rocks.
We highlight the strengths of our cultures, talking about diversity and inclusion and speaking out loud and proud about who we are.
I was never that good. I was determined. I had a love for the sport and that always fueled me.
At 49, I was seven years post-divorce after 22 years and 3 kids of a marriage. And so I knew that I needed to figure out what was happening for me and why was this such a severe sort of crack in my identity and how I showed up in the world.
It's great. I'm glad because I'll be honest, I didn't really work that hard at uni, so it was good to leave uni and really get on it, really because I also, as a person, I think I value productivity. A lot of people live to work. I think I am one of the work to live guys, but because my work is amazing, that's all right with me. So as a person, I go to bed happy when I've had a productive day.
We've also saved the best till last by honouring another artist and showcasing their talent as our new theme song with none other than your host, Savia Rocks, featuring in their song. So guys, enjoy, stay creative, and as always, please continue to be kind to one another. Let's go.
Hello, I am Philip Pagett, and you are listening to the Us People podcast, presented by Savia Rocks.
Peace of mind. Gotta keep my energy and peace of mind. I protect my energy and peace of mind. Gotta keep my energy and peace of mind.
Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of the Us People podcast. I'm your host, Savia Rocks, and today I'm humbled enough to have Philip, who is a DJ co-host at the Gadget Geek Radio. Welcome to the podcast.
Hello, it's great to be here.
I love it. Perfect. So let's get into the questions with you, Philip. So tell me a little bit about where you grew up and how that influenced you to be into music and to be creative.
In my younger life, I lived in Plymouth. I don't really remember much of that. Then we moved to Bournemouth, where I lived for pretty much the majority of my life until I moved to London. Yep. And while I was in Bournemouth, I listened to a whole mixed bag of stuff because all my music came from my parents, and my dad was really into hard rock and AC/DC, so that's always a good influence.
Oh, that sounds probably cool. So you've got a really broad background when it comes to music.
I guess so, and it's strange because I didn't actively go really looking for it. I just I almost stumbled upon it, or it came to me. I was like, oh, cool.
Yeah, I think it came to you more or less. I think it said, okay, I'm going to teach you this and I'm going to teach you that. Pull it all together and bam, it's going to help you. No, that sounds pretty cool.
Yes.
That sounds really cool. So when you're on a DJ set, how does it go down for you? If you're just making it up as you go along, how does it all work for you?
Well, I guess it's very low budget to no budget.
Oh, fair enough.
I literally just So I record using my microphone on my camera.
Yeah.
And I listen to the songs that people send in, and then I just give my reaction to it.
Yeah.
And I occasionally just spout random nonsense occasionally. and answer questions that come in. I don't know.
That's okay. As long as you're having fun with it, I think music is something that you can have fun with.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And it's a whole
Yes, yeah. I get a whole wide array of things that come in. I could not tell you anything about them right now.
What would you? Okay, what and where would you say are your challenges within DJing?
What and where are my challenges? I don't know, actually, because I haven't been doing it long enough to actually get any challenges.
How long have you actually been doing it, Philip?
Not long. I found Gadget G Radio saying, "Hey, like, does anyone want to like come on and like have their own segment?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "Yeah, all right, I'll do it." I've got nothing else going on.
Stop it. But you have the personality. I can clearly see you have the. Although our listeners can't see you, I can see you, and I can see that you have the personality for radio. You need to have a specific personality to be able to do radio. You need to be able to connect with people in a way that, even though they can't see you and they're listening to you, they're connecting with you because of your energy. You have that energy.
Oh, thank you. I don't know, really. My main challenges are really just like more in the production aspect, just trying to get everything together. Because recently, Gadget G Radio gave me my own show with a name that in the moment I was like, yeah, all right, that can work. But now it's just kind of like, I want something better than that.
Yeah, fair enough. Talk to me about the show. How does it work? What does it represent?
Well, it works. Well, it works essentially with people and artists sending in their music to Gadget G Radio, and then the main DJ K would then send me over music for me to listen to and give my opinions on. And that's really all that like the framework I was given. Anything else I can really do whatever I like, as long as it doesn't involve I guess killing someone.
No more killings out here, please. Yeah. What would you say is the first song you heard as a child that made you love music?
I don't know, actually. I have this very specific memory of when I was very young, and I was in the car with my mum. It was a little crap little blue car, and we were listening on cassettes, which is, wow, that was a long time ago.
That was a long time ago, yeah.
Yeah. I think my first conscious thing of music, I think might have been Hey Ya by Outkast.
Oh wow. Yeah, that's a while back. Yeah, that is a while back. I remember actually buying their album. I was quite young as well. I was like, I really want their album. Yeah. I went out and I bought their album because nowadays I would love to have a physical copy of something in my hand again, but everything's become so digitalized that we don't get that physical copy. And so many stores like HMV, Tower Records, Our Price have closed down that we don't have that emotional connection to the music like we used to.
Yeah, true. Because like you said, I remember being able to just kind of like put in CDs. Like I said, I'd put in like my dad got me like a full album of AC/DC on CD, and we played that in the car. Which was a hell of a lot better than the stuff I would get from like other family members or whatever. Because
fair enough.
I remember, because like for Christmas and birthdays and stuff, I never knew really what I wanted beyond, say, I don't know, just like in retrospect, dumb toys that I would like in the moment. But yeah, I remember getting a Busted CD.
Oh wow!
From the band Busted, I think I listened to it once because I thought that was mainstream, and I thought that was like something that people would listen to. I didn't care for it, and I'm pretty sure I don't know where it is now, where that CD ended up, but I'm glad it's gone.
You're glad it's gone? What, did you burn it?
No comment.
What made you realizing that DJing and filming was something that you wanted to do? Because you don't just have one talent, you have multiple talents.
Oh, thank you. I don't know. DJing was definitely more of a recent thing. Like I said, I stumbled upon that randomly and just thought, yeah, all right, I'll give it a go. Filmmaking is something that has been ingrained in me since I was, about 11 or 12.
Yeah.
Like my first thing of, I guess, filmmaking or video making was actually making on the Doctor Who trailer maker. That was my introduction to it.
Ah, okay.
All those years ago, and now it's gone, and that really made me sad when I found that out.
Oh, so you're a big fan of Doctor Who?
Oh yes.
See, so wait, do you have collectibles of Doctor Who?
I do have some Doctor Who things around. I don't know if I have them here or at my parents', but we have, I think, all the series. I used to get like Doctor Who toys when I was younger, like the little action figures and a TARDIS money box, which since has run out of batteries and also the doors are gone.
Oh man, who was your inspiration for DJing? Talk to me about it.
I don't actually think I have one, if that sounds strange.
No, it doesn't. No, not at all. Some people just naturally don't have an inspiration. They just go into it because it comes to them.
Yeah, pretty much. I was going to do it really for myself for fun. So I thought I just went into it really almost like I jumped in without looking, and it turned out okay.
See? I'm going to talk about two different aspects of DJing and filmmaking now. So one thing I will ask you is, what do you need in the sense of being a DJ in the terms of equipment, software, but also the same for filmmaking? So if somebody is just starting out and they want to become a DJ or they want to become a filmmaker, can you break it down in two different ways of what people would need for DJing and what people would need to be a filmmaker?
Well, for DJing, clearly you need a microphone at the very least.
Of course.
A good set of headphones. For software, in trying to edit it down, I don't really know because I use Premiere Pro because that's what I have on my laptop. That's what I have, so I use it, and it works out fine. And then, of course, you need a platform to be able to like broadcast it, like on, I don't know. First thing that comes to mind is like Spotify or iTunes or whatever people put on podcasts, because there are so many podcasting platforms.
I just raised my hand there when I said that. There are so many. When we were starting out, the Ask People podcast, we had to go through a large scale of who we wanted to be with and how beneficial it would be for us to be with that particular podcasting platform. I would say to anybody who wants to do DJing and they want a platform, like if it's a podcast DJ platform, research. Oh my gosh, research before you start, because it will be overwhelming if you just try and throw yourself in it without doing the research.
Oh yeah.
Tell me a little bit about the filmmaking side now. What do you need to be a filmmaker?
Okay, so filmmaking, you need, well, kind of almost similar things. Well, you need a camera. It doesn't matter when you're starting off what type of camera, as long as it really gives you what you want.
Yeah.
Then it can really be anything. It can be the camera on your phone. It can be an old like camcorder, which I've seen people like using occasionally. Yeah. Then of course, if you have the money and the time to learn how to use like the more professional ones, the big boys, then absolutely go for that. I've got a Canon 6D, which is like a professional DSLR camera.
Yep.
And that gives me some pretty good images, so that's fine. And I've got a Rode mic, which I plug into the camera.
Okay. That's cool.
Yeah, which, like I said before, that's the one that I use to record my show on. What else do you need? You need some light stuff. You can use really whatever you can get. Like daylight, you can get like little fairy lights like I've got in here.
Yeah, he's got some cool lights, guys, in the background.
What else? I mean, again, if you have the money, you can also go for some little light panel things. Like I've got two little light panels just blasting at me right now.
You would never think it because they look so... I've actually got one as well, actually. They look so soft.
Yeah.
when it's on you, but you can't actually physically see the shine of the light. It doesn't look harsh when I'm looking at you. So it's really cool. Like on my side, I've got one on this side.
Yes.
On my left side, and it's really soft. It's not like a harsh light. You know there's something there. It just looks like a window is coming at me, but that's not the case. It's actually a light, which looks really cool. So yeah, I would definitely recommend people to go out and get that. Is there anything else you think that people would need in the terms of filmmaking?
It's always good to have to have some sort of reflector or diffuser.
Yes,
I mean, you can get. And the good thing about those is you can get the actual like proper ones. Like I've got a 5-in-1 reflector thing in my wardrobe right now, but you can also use just like big bits of styrofoam, like packaged stuff. Just have that, and you can use that for a reflector. And of course, you need something to edit it all together on.
Of course,
because without that, you've got a bunch of clips that you can just kind of just string together like on a slideshow.
Tell me about one of your projects that you worked on in filmmaking.
Let me think. There was the one that was like a very kind of like a low budget B movie kind of thing that I think is currently on Amazon Prime.
Yeah, I like that.
That was like a year or two ago. It was 2 years ago, and that was like the first kind of like, I guess, like professional film set I was on.
Yeah.
And I was like the only crew member.
Huh?
Yeah. Well, like I said, it was very low budget. It behind the camera. It was the director of photography, me, and occasionally one other person that might do sound when I was not doing sound, when I was not also doing camera.
Hey, I get it now.
There's a very odd picture of me somewhere lying down on a couch with holding up a mic and also kind of like holding like like a light panel, like just it was a very strange day.
It sounds like an eventful day, but it sounds like you learn a lot from doing it, even though it was low budget. Because low budget, you have to throw yourself in so many areas and be in so many places.
Definitely.
So it's
Definitely,
yeah.
and especially in that environment, because again, I was the only like non-department head crew member.
Yeah.
So I had to go between the director and the director of photography, and I had to do sound, and I'd occasionally had to just like check on the actors.
Yeah.
And I also learned the hard way to never, ever, 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 ever forget having some sort of sun cream on you when you are out all day in blistering heat and scorching sun.
What happened, Philip?
Well, I completely forgot to bring the sun cream with me on set, and it was like one of the hottest days of the year. There were no clouds in the sky. The sun was beating down on us, and I decided to just kind of be dumb and not stay in the shade when I could, and I ended up getting severe sunburn to the point where I nearly kind of like got heat stroke from that.
See, you gotta keep that factor 50 in your bag. You know, or you'll need a factor 50 in our bag at some point.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm never making that mistake again.
His face says it all. What makes you different from other DJs? What makes you unique?
This sounds really cheesy, but it's pretty much, I guess, me.
That's true. I'm glad you said that because, yeah.
Yeah, when you host a show, you put yourself out there in radio or in podcasting or in filmmaking, when we're in front of the camera or behind the camera or whatever, the thing that makes what you do unique is you. And I feel I sound very cheesy and a bit pretentious saying that, but it's the only answer I have at the moment.
No, we all have something unique about us. It's just being able to make sure we get that energy across in what we say. And remember, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. So that's also really important. If you had a chance to work with one artist or actor, in your case, What artist or filmmaker would you work with and why?
Ooh, all right. I think artists, songwriter, band wise, I might go. It's a. Ooh, actually, hang on. I thought I had an answer to that, and then immediately I like 3 other bands came to mind. No, you know what? I'm gonna go with my first one. I'm gonna say Panic at the Disco.
Oh yeah.
That would be a really good artist and band to work with. Oh man, I remember I shared one of their music videos on my Facebook page, and a friend of my dad's commented on it. Did you make this?
See. So is it your style as well? Because it's your style.
Well, I definitely really enjoy the music, and from their music videos, they're ones that I really enjoy.
Yeah.
So I definitely like to work with them and collaborate on stuff. The other what were the other ones? The other ones were Tenacious D. There was Mr. Wives. I think would be pretty good.
Oh, cool.
And that is all my brain will give me right now.
That's fine. So what we'll do is we'll send this podcast to them, and then hopefully they'll get in touch with you. Yeah.
Oh yes, please do.
I love that. He's like, yeah. Come on, let's do this. If you could choose one quote, Philip. So if you could choose one quote that represents you as a person, what quote would you choose, and why would you choose that particular quote?
Oh, that's a thinker. One quote. A quote that I like. I don't know if it represents me, but it's one that I relate to. Is from the TV show The Good Place.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Yeah, and the quote is, "The reason is friends."
Oh, I like that because it has so many different avenues you could take it in. But what makes it resonate with you?
Because I guess when I don't end up creating something for myself, because I definitely get into a rut of not being able to create things myself, but as soon as like a friend or someone has an idea to make something, I'll go, yes, please. Can I help? Please? Yes.
Oh, see? So inevitably you are a helper.
Yes, I suppose. I do occasionally do my own stuff, but majoritively I much prefer to work with people and work with friends and bounce ideas off each other.
I like that.
Because that is what gives me the most joy in filmmaking. Filmmaking is a collaborative thing. You can do it on your own, but it's not as fun.
That's true.
And I'd much rather have fun than, I guess, make something on my own, have complete creative control, but then also be on my own, because then it just gets a bit monotonous.
Yeah. Do you feel lonely sometimes when you're being creative, when you're making a film and it's just by yourself?
Occasionally, yes. For instance, I've recently been making video editing tutorials for a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
And they give me like the topics to cover and some and whatnot, and then it's pretty much just left on my own, and that's fun for a little bit. But then I guess making it can be a little bit kind of like, oh, I wish I had just someone at the very least just to talk to while I'm setting up this very boring thing.
Oh, that's it. We're gonna get you a crew, Philip.
Oh yes.
I think we're gonna get you a crew. I think you need a crew. Don't worry, we'll sort you out. Don't worry.
Thank you.
If you were stuck on a desert island, yeah, and you had all the food and water you needed, what one album would you bring to listen to?
Ooh. One album. You know what? I'm going to say The Pick of Destiny by Tenacious D.
Ooh, that's a good album to choose, actually.
Mm.
Why would you choose that one?
Because I guess on this deserted island where I'd be there for a very long time, I'd inevitably go insane. And I guess Tenacious D would, at the very least, do one of two things. It would either slow the process of my insanity because it would take me to a place of comfort because I used to listen to that all the time when I was a teenager, or somehow it would speed up the process and then I'd be too insane to care.
Fair enough. Until I come and collect you off the island. Remember, the island is beautiful, so it's not that bad.
Yeah, true.
Okay, I got another one for you.
Okay.
If you had infinity money, yeah? So you have all the money in the world, you're number one, yeah? What would you do to change the DJ and film industry?
What I would do... I'd have to think about the DJ industry, but at least the film industry, I would, I guess, put more money into film production scholarships, because I think the main issue is the film industry can be very inaccessible to newcomers, because you can either go to college and university and go that route, which I did, and am now in crushing debt. So, thank you for that. But if there was like a global, I guess, scholarship scheme, then we'd get more people and more creatives into the industry, and then we could just create more cool stuff.
But that's what I was going to ask you, Philip. Do you think that people need education in the terms of music, or do you think that people can just do it with a natural talent and not be in the debt that a lot of people are in?
Yes, I do think you don't have to go the education route. I went the education route for filmmaking because at least for that like all the equipment is already paid for. You're getting taught by experts, and you get hands-on stuff, and you get to be with other people in the same position as you. If you're starting out and you don't want to go that way, you can of course just try and you can still network, and you can just try and start at the bottom, at the bottom, become a runner, go that route, make drinks for people. It's a real god awful job to do that, but it's something that I think people. It's almost a rite of passage. I think you need to start at the bottom. And then work your way up, especially if you don't have the education route. Although in fairness, even with the education route, you probably end up doing that exact same job anyway.
So this is the thing that I always talk to people about. So they tell you to go out and get an education to do what you want to do, but then they also tell you that you need experience in what you need to do. So how does that work?
As soon as I find out, I'll tell you, because that is the exact issue I have. I keep on getting told, we like your stuff and that one, but you haven't really got enough experience, have you? Now go away, get more experience. It's like, I can't get experience because no one will give me a job to get me experience.
Oh, see what I mean? I think it's all about chances. I think the people at the top need to realise is that they were given a chance.
Yeah.
And I think that this is what the podcast is also about, because people forget when they get to the top that they were given chances by somebody to enable them to be in the seat that they're in today. Unless you're a wealthy person anyway, and you were just spoiled and you had a silver spoon in your mouth and everything was given to you, then I suppose you won't particularly be a nice person anyways. Like, Most of them are not, but there are some nice ones out there. But it's rare. It's like gold dust.
Yeah.
To find them. But at the same time, if you weren't given it, it's hard to be able to get it. And also, those people who are at the top, like I said, don't want to give somebody else that chance because of ego.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So it's hard.
Because one other thing, at least about the film industry, is that jobs at the moment, and have been for a little bit, jobs are scarce, and for every job in TV and film and video stuff, big and small, there's a lot of people going for the same job that you're going for.
That's true.
So I think we need to have like more money just kind of just pumped into the film industry, and then we can just like get more, and then we can get more jobs that way. Yeah. And also people can like set up their own companies. Like for instance, like I freelance under the name No Ticket Films.
Yeah, so
yeah, and then eventually I'm going to like legitimize that as like as a business. But at the moment, I feel like I can't do that.
Was it because of what's going on, or the lack of funds, or the lack of support, or what is it that you need, Philip? What do you feel that you need to be able to take that next step?
Well, I think it's a combination of everything you said, really. Although maybe not the support, because while I was in Bournemouth, I did get in contact with a charity-ish organization that helped creatives like get into work or get like self-employed and stuff, and that was very helpful, and I'm really appreciated a lot of them for doing that. But I guess the reason that I didn't actually like go self-employed is because I don't have the funds to really support it at the moment, and with everything going on at the moment, it's kind of a non-starter to do it anytime soon.
Yeah, how long do you think it will take you to start it up in the future, maybe?
Don't know. I'd like to think that in a year, like my name will be around a bit more, and I'll be able to like get more work, because I feel that if I get more work and I get my name out there and I get some contacts and stuff, then I'd be able to like set myself up properly, and then I'll have like the people that I've worked with to back up the fact that I can do what I say I can do to new people. But then I might also get work from them, and then as a self-employed freelancer, I'd then be able to get like a decent paycheck, which would be nice.
Yeah, definitely. I think at the moment a lot of freelancers are feeling it more than anybody else. Mm-hmm. You know, and it's really hard, and I don't know how things are gonna be when things start to calm down for freelancers.
Yeah, it's gonna be. It's a struggle. I see on a lot of filmmaking and video editing pages and forums and stuff that freelancers are definitely feeling the pain at the moment. And
yeah, we are.
Yes, exactly. And it feels like that probably isn't gonna change for a while, because even though things are starting to ease off, it's nowhere near enough. It's nowhere near enough to for freelancers to feel comfortable enough, really, to kind of start getting out there a bit more.
How long do you think it will be before things go back to normal? If they do go back to normal, what would you estimate?
Oof. Well, providing there are no more morons, I'd like to think that things will be more or less relatively back to normal by the end of the year.
I hope that's I think that's an optimistic view.
Yeah,
it's definitely an optimistic view, because we're already like the 3 months of when it first started. Apparently they knew that this was going on in last year, December, October, around about October to December. They knew this actually came in. They didn't do anything about it because they thought it was going to disappear. It got worse and we got the stick of it. Yeah. So and now it's a thing where things are slowly getting back to normal, but people are still afraid to even go out of their house.
Yeah.
And do things. So and the 2 meters apart, people don't listen.
Yeah. Oh man, sharp lines are the worst for that.
People don't listen. You're saying 2 meters apart, and the stickers on the floor ain't 2 meters apart. They're like a meter apart. So if you've noticed, if anyone's noticed, when you look on the floor, 2 meters is 2 meters. So it could be possibly about 2 arms lengths. Yeah. So you put out your arms, both of them. That's roughly a meter. Yeah. You need 2 of those in order to have 2 meters. But when you look on the floor or the ground, you're seeing 1 meter, which doesn't make much sense in the terms of how they do things. But it makes me laugh just seeing it because no one's ever spoken about that as well. And people are always constantly, like, I was in a shop, I think I was in Notting Hill Gate, and I went to a health store to do some shopping. Anyways, I walked in and people were coming right next to me. Like, they didn't care. They were coming right next to me. And I was like... And it's not like I can say or do anything anyways about it because everyone's trying to do their own thing and do their own shopping. But other than that, I hope you have an optimistic view that things could possibly change in December. I'm hoping it will change for us too because we're feeling the pain of it all.
Definitely. But like I said, and I know that is an optimistic view, but that is essentially if everything goes right, and it will not go right.
You just threw your optimism away.
It's a fickle thing.
Oh yeah, no, that's true. Let's get back to business because we can talk about it forever. So here's one for you, Philip. When you were younger, how has music and the film industry changed compared to when you were younger compared to now? I know we spoke a bit about the digital format and having a physical copy of something in your hand, which made you feel emotionally connected to the music. Yeah. But how do you feel that when you was a kid, films were and music was compared to now you're an adult and films were and music was?
I think as time's gone on, I think at the very least on paper, the music industry and the film industry has become a lot more, maybe even like accessible because with stuff like Spotify and iTunes and YouTube and all that stuff, people can just put their craft out there themselves.
True.
Whereas back when you and I were younger, that that wasn't really a possibility on the large scale. Like you could occasionally like make something like in your back garden and then show it to your family and then that was it. Or you could, I don't know, like land a gig at your local pub.
True.
But now I think I would say that again, at least on paper, because even though it is more accessible, it's still very difficult to, I think, break ground in both industries.
Yeah.
Still, but at the very least, you can put your craft out there, and that gives you more of a fighting chance than creatives did when we were younger.
Yeah, that's true. So, do you feel that we have more power over our creativity?
Yeah, I think we do, because we can because again, like anyone can put like their craft, their songs, their videos, their whatever, they can put them out there themselves. They can, and they can make it for themselves. They can possibly like get an audience and whatnot. And in that regard, we do have more power to make it ourselves. But again, it takes a lot of time and a lot of effort, and it doesn't work out for everyone, and that is deeply saddening.
Yeah, no, that's true. But it's like, okay, Do you think there's a place for everyone where they can be at that level of where they want to be, or do you feel that there is only a certain amount of positions for people to be on that level?
I think at the moment there are only there are only a set amount of jobs out there.
Yeah.
And until companies become bigger and they need bigger staffs, or until more people go the independent route and they can kind of like try it themselves, and then they can kind of be their own boss and all that stuff. Yeah, I completely lost track of what I was talking about.
I love that. So, okay, I'm going to refresh you, okay? Okay,
thank you.
So, do you think that everyone can get to the level of where they want to be, basically? Because there's only a certain amount of jobs out there for people to be able to get. Not everyone's going to be able to get a job in what they want to do. So how do you think it's going to work for those people who are not necessarily going to be able to get to that level?
Well, I think for those people that don't get to the level they necessarily want, and that includes myself at the moment, it's really just keep going, because if you stop, then you've given in. But you kind of need to like keep going. You need to keep grinding at it, because eventually something will come up. It might not be the thing you aimed for, but it might turn out to be better. But you still have to keep going with it.
No, that's true. That's good advice, actually, to give to the people, because I feel that us as freelancers, we need it at the moment. I think we all need to kind of support each other, because I think what a lot of people are doing is they're just going out and for myself. And that's not what it's about. It's about supporting each other. So, and we've all got bills to pay, and we all need to feed ourselves and our family. So it's a bit difficult. So how would you say, Philip, that you push boundaries for yourself and for the people that you work with?
Well, the people I work with at the moment are literally just the people I make the video tutorials for. And for that, I would say I push boundaries by taking the brief and taking it one step further. Like for instance, all of the videos that I've done have some sort of have an intro that essentially just like shows what I'm going to be talking about, and also has a comedic element to it. Whereas I could just like go no intro, have it just bog standard, just like there you go, tutorial done, get out of here. But I like to think that I put a bit more time and care into it, and that in itself pushes the boundary beyond, I guess, what they were expecting me to do.
Yeah, which is good for you. Do you think that's good for you and them, or how do you feel about it?
I do think that is good for me and it's good for them, because whenever I do send them over what I've done, they're always like, oh yeah, they're always like, it looks great. We really like what you've done. It's really funny, and it's informative, and you've fulfilled the brief. Well done. And it's more fulfilling for me to do what I am doing at the moment than it would be if I literally just sat down in front of my laptop and just hit record on the capture and my mic and just went something along the lines of, okay, everyone, so what we're going to do is we are going to change the colour on this one clip. And how we do this is we go to the colour part and we just fiddle with these dials, and this is the video. Goodbye.
Do you know there are a lot of tutorials like that, right?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, I was watching. I think I was when I was first starting out in photography. I just wanted to do something with the background in Lightrooms. So I went on, and that's exactly how the man sounded.
Yeah.
And I was like, I can't do this. So I'm gonna do it myself. Oh man, yeah, no, totally. Define what success means to you, Philip. How would you define success in your own words?
success for me personally is being able to do what I love to do and be able to provide for those I care about. I need to pay for stuff for my kid. I need to be able to pay my bills, need to be able to pay my rent, need to be able to eat. But yes, success for me will be able to accomplish all of that by doing something that I love to do. That I think is what success is to me, at least.
Okay, here's a question for you. Would you have money or power?
Between the two, I'd probably go for money. I mean, again, like I said, I got bills to pay.
Here's one for you: power or fame?
Ooh, power or fame? In some instances, they're very close together.
Yep.
Ooh, I don't know, actually.
Got him.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Fame, because it sounds nicer.
Fame because it sounds nicer. But with power, you can do a lot, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. You can definitely affect a lot of change, and you can do a lot of good with power. But like we've seen with some certain people with power, it can be a real shit show.
It sure can, and it still is. Okay, we'll stick to fame, because fame is something that we can have fun with, right?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
Right, that's good. We're good. So, which leads me, we spoke a little bit about this before. We spoke about support. But has there ever been a time, Philip, where you thought to yourself that you wanted to give up on what you was doing because you had lack of money, lack of support, lack of literally everything, lack of confidence within yourself? When you got to that point where you felt like it was a dark place, how did you get yourself out of it to be able to be the bright, shining person that you are now?
Therapy.
Fair enough. I can, yep, I totally understand that. I know a lot of people that I'm actually gonna I'll say it out now because we got on the subject. I'm actually going to interview a therapist soon.
Oh, right.
Yeah, and she's a beautiful person. She believes in positivity, and she believes that we're all here for a reason, and she's very spiritual and so on and so forth. And I'm very spiritual myself. So when you are a person and you are dealing with podcasting and talking to different types of people every day, you have to be quite good at being able to read people, because when you're choosing them, you're only looking at social media. You're only looking at a picture. And that's all you have to go by, is a picture and what they say. And you don't know if they wrote it or not. So one of the things that I will be talking to her about, again, is what we just about support. How people feel, what emotions they go through, mental health, how you've been so honest and said therapy. How was it for you when you were in that? If you don't mind me asking.
No, I don't mind at all.
Yeah. How was it for you when you went to therapy?
It was eye-opening because before I considered going to therapy, I knew that I felt low and I didn't feel good and I was depressed, but I had this mindset of what I am feeling is not as bad as other people feel. Like other people I knew personally, I didn't think it was that I thought they were going through a lot worse than me, and I didn't have much really to complain about. But when I started the therapy, they had me fill out like a questionnaire thing that essentially boils down to just kind of how depressed you are or how anxious you are. It gives them a good measure of where you're at.
But how do you know how depressed or how much anxiety you have on a scale?
I don't really know how to answer that properly. All I can do is feedback at least what happened to me, which was which was the questions were kind of like I can't remember any of them specifically, but they said to like rank it from 1 to 5. And while I was filling it out, I didn't know this, because obviously, if they tell you that is what that is like the aim of it, I think people would give different answers. But yeah, so I filled it out, and then the therapist like added it all up, and then told me what it all meant. And I thought I was kind of like moderately depressed, and I guess like maybe like a little bit anxious, but then the numbers came back saying that I was severely depressed, and I was like moderately to possibly severely anxious. So I had no idea that I was that bad. I didn't I guess listen to myself, or I didn't fully I guess trust my own body and mind to know what I was feeling. So that was a big shock for me.
How long was the process for you to be able to come back to where you were with therapy?
It took me a little over 3 months.
Okay. That's not bad at all.
Yeah, not bad at all. But yeah, still, I, that was a big shock about how bad it was, because I thought it was bad enough to go to therapy for, but I didn't think it was that bad.
Would you recommend therapy to other people? So would you say it's a good thing for people to go to therapy?
Absolutely, without question. Definitely, yes. Definitely go to therapy, I would say. Definitely do go to therapy. Go to therapy if you feel you need it, or if people you care about are telling you that therapy would be a good thing. Listen to them.
Yeah.
Definitely do it. I can't recommend it enough that you need a safe space in order to almost like get to know yourself better. Yeah. And therapy can do that. So yes, I would definitely recommend therapy to anyone.
Thank you for sharing that with us, because I know it was spontaneous for me to even ask you the question or for it to even come up. But everything, I believe, comes up and happens for a reason. So I want to thank you for sharing that, because that's something from your inner self that you've just shared with like loads of people who are going to listen to this. So thank you for sharing that, Philip. What inspires you to stay in the music and film industry? So what keeps you there?
I guess the films themselves. Like one of my all-time favorite filmmakers is Edgar Wright.
Oh my gosh, you know that's my dad's name.
Really?
I swear, Edgar Wright is my father's name.
Well, tell your dad I love his films.
I will do.
But yeah, I don't know. I love his sense of direction and his sense of humor. And yeah, like he did a bunch of stuff with Simon Pegg and Nick Frost, like they did Shaun of the Dead and Hot Fuzz and The World's End, and Edgar Wright did Baby Driver, all phenomenal films. Definitely recommend checking them out.
Yeah, I would definitely will, and because he's got my dad's name, I have to.
Yeah. I'm surprised he hasn't sat you down already and said, "Look, I made this.
Look, I am your father. Yeah. You have to watch my films." Okay. Okay. Yeah, Dad. Yeah, cool. Okay. I got you. Is there anyone else that you would say inspires you to stay and in the music? And because we speak about films a lot, and I know that you've only recently gone over to DJing, but is there anyone in the music business that inspires you?
Like I said, like Panic at the Disco.
Yeah.
And I mainly get kind of like inspired, really to do it because of the music and the music that I enjoy.
Yeah.
Like my Spotify playlist is absolute madness. It's just filled with random stuff that I find in the moment that is just kind of like, yeah, it's got a good beat. I'll add it. That
sounds cool. So how long have you been on the radio station that you are on at the moment? How long have you been doing it for?
Oh, not long. I've only done a couple of shows. So I think I started May or April, I'm going to say. It's all been a blur of nothing and then suddenly everything and then back to nothing again. So time is an ambivalent concept to me. Time means nothing.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that is true. I think we don't have control over... I was saying to this just to someone yesterday. We don't have control over time, but we do have control over what we do with our time.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, so I think that's really important for people to understand as well. If you weren't doing DJing and filmmaking, what do you think you would be doing?
I don't know. Maybe on the street selling my body. I don't know.
Hey, you know what? Yeah, I was thinking something like that in my head, but I didn't say it out. And then you said it, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, Philip is on my level." So I would be in Soho Corner and you could be in Piccadilly if you wanted to. It's just totally up to you. We should make something called Freelancer Sell Your Body or something like that. That would be pretty cool. Oh man,
that would be great. I mean, there's already a website for filmmakers and stuff called shootingpeople.com. So why not?
Oh my gosh. So we can have one called sellyourbody.com.
Yeah.
Freelancerssellyourbody.com. Okay, well, I'm on it. Okay, we could talk about this after. Okay, what advice would you give to your fans and followers out there, because we all have them, even if they're undercover, to stay positive and to keep striving to do what they are doing in whatever profession or industry that they're in?
I would say to these elusive fans and followers, what the hell are you doing listening to me? Go and listen to more important people. But
you are important, Philip.
Thanks.
Dear. You are important. Don't say that. Yeah. I would bear hug you if I could right now.
Yeah. That would be cool because like most people, like you're the first person that I do not live with and is not related to me that I've seen or spoken to in ages.
Serious?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. Well. Well, that's mainly my own fault because because even before like lockdown and stuff, I was abysmal at keeping in contact with people, and I still am. So I guess consistency.
Yeah.
But yeah. I would say to these people, I would say if you ever feel that you don't belong in where you want to be, I would say either that's utter bollocks and you do deserve to be there, or I would say, okay, why do you think this? I would and try and delve deeper into it and then find a more softer spiritual way to actually kind of discover why you think this, rather than just saying, you know what, screw that emotion, you deserve to be there.
Yeah, I like that. No, that sounds good. See, I like the way you said that because you were like, I think a lot of people at the moment feel alone, stuck, or suppressed with things.
Yes, exactly. And now more than ever, it's more important to to keep connections. I mean, I've been really kind of like bad about it, although in fairness, I was always bad about it. So that's something that I need to do more of, and I need to contact just kind of like just random people, just kind of like say, hey, how's it going? You all right? Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm all right too. Yeah. Cool. How's the family? Yep. All right. Okay, bye.
See, that's all you need, because then
Yeah.
I love the way you go up to the mic. I wish if people could see the way Philip goes up to the mic. He's close, like his nose is touching the mic when he does that. It's so bizarre, but I love it. I think that's one of the things that we all need to do, is just keep. And now we've got technology. Technology is a beautiful thing. Technology is connecting us at the moment. Yeah, don't knock it out. Don't knock it out. Technology is a beautiful thing that we have at the moment. It has its ups, it has its downs, it has good and it has bad. There's good and bad in everything. But the nice thing is I'm trying to use technology for the good that it brings, and the connection that it brings within people, and to make them feel less alone.
Yeah, exactly, and that's fantastic, because I know there are people that say kind of like, oh, like technology is evil or whatever, but that is nonsense. Technology is neutral. Technology is neither evil or good. It's how people choose to use it, and the fact that you are choosing to use it to just try and help people wherever and whenever and however is fantastic.
Thank you so much, Philip. That's really kind of you to say. Oh, he done me a little heart. He done me a little heart. Oh, okay, Philip, this is for you, okay? This last part, okay? I want you to plug as much as you can so people can find out where you are on all your social medias and get in contact with you, okay? Go.
Okay, so like I said, my freelance name is No Ticket Films. You can find me on Facebook and on Instagram and on LinkedIn, and you can also find me on shootingpeople.com. You can find me on YouTube, again under the name No Ticket Films, and I also do stuff for ifilmthings.com on YouTube and also on their website, and on Gadget G Radio on Spotify and such. And I've also been given access to get my own separate show from them, but still as like under the umbrella of them. I'm going to call it Real Good Radio.
I like
and
that.
I have no idea what it is going to be about, but it's going to happen.
Good, of course it's going to happen. I'll make sure it happens.
Yeah.
See? That's what I like. Philip, I want to thank you so much for coming on the Us People podcast. You've been a great guest. Okay?
Oh, thank you. This was so much fun.
Oh, bless you. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Guys, thank you so much for listening to me and Philip on the Us People podcast. And please remember, you can subscribe to Spotify, iTunes, and Google Play, and any other platform that you prefer. You can also follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And you can also donate to the Us People podcast so that we can continue to speak to beautiful people like Philip. All you need to do is go into... I like it. All you need to do is go into your PayPal account and simply type in paypal.me/Us People podcast. Guys, thank you for listening. Stay happy, stay positive, and as always, continue to be kind to one another.
I need a solution. Peace of mind, peace of mind. Gotta keep my energy and peace of mind. I protect my energy and peace of mind. Gotta keep my energy and peace of mind. Peace of mind, peace of mind. Gotta keep my energy and peace of mind. I protect my energy and peace of mind. Gotta keep my energy and peace of mind. Peace of mind, peace of mind. Gotta keep my energy and peace of mind. I protect my energy and peace of mind. Gotta keep my energy and peace of mind. Peace of mind, peace of mind.
People say that having a peace of mind is trying to find a consistency of calmness within ourselves, to crave for a clarity that drives us through our emotional journey of life, to never let a person's judgment manifest into a fear inside of us, learning to believe in our ability to shine through the darkest moments and tunnels when we cannot see the light. Patience being our light for forgiveness and strength, to believe in our destiny. If you want real peace of mind, one needs to stop fighting their inner thoughts and embrace them with love, because love is the most amazing and beautiful strength that we have to conquer our peace of mind. Make your thoughts impact a nation by keeping them true and honest, especially to yourself, but make your peace of mind protect you when you don't have strength to embrace anything else. Find your peace of mind by listening to your heart.
Well, I think for those people that don't get to the level they necessarily want, and that includes myself at the moment, it's keep going. Because if you stop, then you've given in. But you kind of need to keep going. You need to keep grinding at it, because eventually something will come up. It might not be the thing you aimed for, but it might turn out to be better. But you still have to keep going with it.
Protect my energy and peace of mind. Gotta keep my energy and peace of mind. Peace of mind, peace of mind.